The headline is, I hate Michael Wolff's new book. John Zogby on the line now. Good morning, John. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's just arrogant and snarky, and the sort of sarcasm that really, I think, hurts the image of those who do not like Donald Trump, because the entire book is about how stupid the president is, how ill-prepared he is, how wrong he is on everything. Could it possibly be that the President of the United States is such a fool? I don't like him, and I make that clear that I don't like the president. But, Ralph Nader once said, take a burglar. A burglar does not burgle 100% of the times. People are capable of doing good things. There is, for better, for worse, policy being made. He did win the presidency. Where's the balance, the understanding of the president and his White House as real people? I just thought that it was so incredibly snarky, and it didn't inform me. It was just the sort of Hollywood type gossip that I read about 60% of the book, and I said, I want that part of my life back. I felt like I wasted my time.
I got to tell you, it is kind of like what you'd expect to come out on. They rush it out on paperback, right? So that because they've got the tell-all story. I would put this into the category of, remember when that book came out about O.J. when the trial was going on. The book was out before the trial. Actually, the results of the trial were in, and that's kind of
Dominic Dunn. Yeah, that sort of thing.
And the other thing is, how many inaccuracies can there be? Before you don't believe anything, you question everything in a book like that. To me, It only takes one or two inaccuracies, maybe even only one, and you now question the whole thing.
Yeah, it depends on how big.
Yeah.
He admits that some of the things, though he doesn't clarify which, some of the stories may not be true, but he believed them to be true at a point in time.
Yeah.
The entire bit about Nikki Haley, which does not appear in the book, but afterward he suggests if you read between the lines.
Yeah, he said he wanted to put it in the book, but didn't.
Yeah.
Saying there was an affair and she basically slept her way to her position with the president. Again, an accusation that whatever happened at the time during, when FDR, the media, the press, there was a respect for this office. That is completely gone. And it's not just with this president. It's gone.
It's gone. And it's reached, the point where, and I've been very critical of the press. The press is engaged in a war, with the President of the United States, and they've lost so much credibility because there is no capacity to cover a holistic presidency. Again, policy does get made, and not all motives are evil motives. But the press has just crawled down into the sewer with Donald Trump, and they're engaged in a battle and in a war, and it's hard to believe really anything.
I want to ask you the word Joe Kennedy did one of the opposition, and by the way, the Democrats had how many people giving a opposition to the president's State of the State? At one point, will the Democrats have one message? It doesn't seem like they do have. I'd love your opinion on that. And then Joe Kennedy, who's saying, I have no interest, but a lot of people talking about him as a potential for 2020.
Yeah, I've met young Joe Kennedy, and immediately, I was struck by first of all, very nice kid, very nice young man, but how smart and how polite and clearly, I saw the same sort of elements that I had always read about his great uncle, Jack Kennedy. Just an incredible amount of charm, eye contact. The kid obviously is going places. I don't know if that means the presidency, but I don't think he'll be in the House of Representatives the rest of his political life.
He made a statement the other day during an interview in Massachusetts that there was no excitement when Hillary Clinton ran against Donald Trump. The only excitement was for Donald Trump or against Hillary. He said he felt that Joe Biden would have won that year.
I totally agree with that. There's an authenticity that Joe Biden has. He's always had that Hillary Clinton just has never had. Who is she? That's the question that people will always have.
Yeah.
Her introduction to the American people was via ambition, and what has she done? She has entered into a business partnership where one becomes president, and when he's done, she becomes president. Everything else has been calculated to that point. Good senator. Yes, Hillary Clinton was a good senator for New York, but it was always temporary and stepping stone.
Your piece on Michael Wolff is in Forbes, I believe, and
Forbes,
you can read it. By the way, did they at least give you a promo copy of Michael Wolff's book, or did you have to pay for it?
I did not pay for it.
Okay.
Somebody sent it to me via PDF.
Well, there you go. You don't feel so bad then. You'll never get the time back, but at least you don't have to worry about the money you have to fork over. All right, John, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
John Zogby. We'll break.